Welcome back to CBJ Sports. I'm here with Blake, CJ, and Josh. This week, back on Zoom, live streaming on Twitch. Um, Listen to us on Spotify. Clips are on TikTok. We're on YouTube. Go anywhere. Just about any place you can find us, we'll be there. But getting into everything today we're going to be mainly focusing on two sports. We're going to go with the NFL, kind of keep up with the offseason a little bit. Just got some topics to go over. And then we're going to move into the NBA and knock it out there. Well, starting off, I want to start in the NFL. And this was a topic I received, and I was really kind of interested to do it just because I like giving the O-lineman love. And the first topic goes into the best running back O-line duo. And anybody want to start us out there?
CJ, you want to go or I'll go?
You can go ahead.
All right. I want to start off. Me and CJ had a talk the other day about you can't just go running back because the first thing we thought about was Tennessee, and their offensive line isn't the greatest. And I was looking up best offensive lines in the league because I think that's where you have to start with this question. And I ended up in Cleveland with Nick Chubb, who's a guy who can be a number one back in the NFL. He's a 1,000-yard guy every year. And the offensive line has three offensive linemen top five in their position: Joel Patonio, J.C. Treader, and Wyatt Teller. Also with Jack Conklin, Jedrick Willis as pickups last year at the tackle spots. This Cleveland offensive line has shown they can run the ball every single year. Every time Kareem Hunt as a backup for Nick Chubb comes in and gets about 500-600 yards on like 8 touchdowns. This team has shown us every single year they can run the football. I think that has to be. I think the second to mine was Indianapolis, but I went with Cleveland just based off Nick Chubb and what he's done.
Yeah, I had Cleveland at 2 for me, and then I think just throughout the years when you just think greatest O-line, you think Dallas or the Colts, and I went with the Colts. I know, like, they got Quentin Nelson. I didn't see if they had any more like all pro or anything like that, but they're still going to be good O-linemen, and you see what Jonathan Taylor is doing over there. And who's their backup? Is it
Nyheim Hines?
Nyheim? Okay. You see what he's doing over there too.
Marlon Mack came back too, didn't he?
Yeah, they have 3. Yeah, they re-signed him. That was like the whole problem I had with that.
I had the Colts. I had because of Quentin Nelson being potentially like the best offensive lineman in the NFL right now. And then they had a right tackle who finished top 6. I think he finished 6th at that position. And then they signed Eric Fisher in the offseason at the left tackle spot to help with that, with a young Jonathan Taylor. So I have Colts.
Yeah, and I'm going to be the split decision here because I actually went with the Browns too, because I remember going back and I was watching a game. Can't remember what it was. It was towards the end of the season. And I remember seeing, like, you know how like at the very beginning of the halfway through the first quarter, they showed the PFF rankings for all the players. And I know they don't mean much, but they had 3 offensive linemen that were top 10, top 8 in PFPs or in PFFs. And like going back to it, Joel Patonio, been an all-pro guard for a long time now.
Josh,
Wyatt
you're
Teller.
muted on stream. You're muted on stream, I was told.
I'm muted?
Yeah, they said they can't hear you.
Can they hear me now? I think they can.
Yeah, okay. There you go.
All right. But like you said, picking up Jedrick Willis was a huge pickup. Joel Patonio, the emergence of Wyatt Teller last year. J.C. Treader's a good center. I mean, it's just all-around really good offensive line. And then moving over to the running backs with Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt, I don't think you're going to find a better 1-2 punch in the NFL in running backs. And I think just combining both of those aspects, I had to go with the Browns.
Yeah, I think I took Nick Chubb over Jonathan Taylor. That was like my deciding factor. I think Quentin Nelson's better than the entire Cleveland Browns offensive line, like at one position. But I like Nick Chubb as the running back in that duo.
Yeah. Can't go wrong there either way.
Yeah.
Moving into the next topic. This was another one that was kind of weird when I looked at it, but the more I thought about it, I was like, yeah, this is actually really close. And it's out of these 3 teams, which team is the brightest future? And it's the Jaguars, the Chargers, and the Bengals. And me personally, I think maybe jump the gun a little bit on it. And my initial reaction, which is also my answer, is the Chargers. I think they got a good first-year coach. They got probably who'll be one of the best quarterbacks in the league come 4 or 5 more years. I think he'll be MVP level. You got a running back that really fits the system. The only thing is they're starting to get towards that age where you don't know if they really got to rebuild on defense. Like, I don't like that smirk.
No, CJ walked away. I didn't know where he went. Okay, you're good.
And I mean, I just think that if they can keep building around that defense and replace these players that are starting to get old, they have all the talent in the world to be a real contender in that division. And I just think that, don't get me wrong, I said it's really close. I think it's first and second are really close, and then third's a little bit behind, but not too far.
See, I feel when I looked at this, I was like, I want to come off this as a future aspect. And I feel like I'm not calling Billy a casual fan because I know how much he loves the Dolphins. I know how much he keeps with the NFL. But I feel like the casual fan walks in, oh, the Chargers have Justin Herbert. The quarterback means the most. It's the Chargers. I was looking through the roster. I think I went with the Bengals. I think it's set up with the most younger talent to succeed in the future. Joe Burrow's a proven guy. Yes, he has to stay healthy, but they're going to fix the offensive line situation. They drafted offensive lineman in the second and third round. They pick up Jamar Chase. T. Higgins proved he can be that number 2.
I also went Chargers just because Chargers, I think, are in that spot where, like you said, I don't think they have to rebuild that defense, but I think it's more of just replacing a couple positions here and there as the players are getting older and older, which I think is going to help Justin Herbert out. Having that defense there is going to be, I think, a better team for the future.
I think I took Chargers as well because I think if you just look at the year that Justin Herbert had, I mean, he broke the touchdown record and everything else. I don't know, like, their defense is young. It's not – they got a couple old pieces on there, but, like, you got Keenan Allen. That's a true number 1 that's, I think, overlooked in the NFL. That's going to be with Justin Herbert for a while. And you got Austin Eckler, Josh Kelly. Their O-line's not that great, but it's not bad. And they're going to play through the draft for the next couple of years. I think they'll make a playoff run here probably 2 years. Who knows?
I agree, and I think, Blake, there's nothing wrong.
No, I want to complete my statement. I said T. Higgins. He's proven number 2. He can be a number 1 guy. Tyler Boyd is a very underrated receiver in the NFL. He took over AJ Green's spot before AJ Green was like told he was done pretty much in Cincinnati. And that defense is a lot better than people realize. They signed Mike Hilton from Pittsburgh. Sam Hubbard's a good end. Jesse Bates is a star. And they picked up Chidobe, I can't say the last name, Awuzie from Dallas at corner.
Yeah.
This team is young. And like I said, for the future, I think it's set up more.
All right. Everybody good here?
Yeah.
Who did CJ say?
CJ said the Chargers.
Oh.
But moving on, kind of a bridge as talking about the Chargers. I want to know, just will a rookie quarterback can he first of all even get close to Herbert's record, much less break it? Are there any quarterbacks you see in this draft class that are really in a position to do that?
I'll start it off, and I think the quick answer is no. I don't think anyone's ever going to have a season like Justin Herbert has had. The only 2 that have the chance are Trevor Lawrence and Zach Wilson. And Zach Wilson, I'm going to be honest, I don't think he's going to have a good year in New York, especially year 1. And the same reason for Trevor Lawrence. I don't think Urban Meyer's first year in Jacksonville is going to be any type of good. I think there may be a 6-7 win team. I just don't think Trevor's going to. Yes, they have weapons, but I don't think he's going to be Justin Herbert good.
I was going to say, I don't know if anybody will get it, but I think if anybody has a chance, it's got to be Trevor with the off-season wide receiver additions of, not Golladay? They got Marvin Jones Jr., correct?
Yeah.
And then they signed another one. I can't remember, but off the top of my head.
They got Chenault Jr. from Colorado last year. Yeah. They got somebody else.
And you got a tight end like Tyler Eifert if he can return to any type of Bengals form. Okay, we're just not going to mention that. But I just think that if anybody is going to do it, it has to be Trevor. But and to answer the question, I don't think he will though.
Yeah, I don't think Justin Herbert came into the league in the best position to have a season like he did last year. And I don't think any QB is even close offensively wise to score that many touchdowns this year in that position.
I think what hurts Zach Wilson and Trevor are stopping them from getting that touchdown record is they don't have a true number one like Justin Herbert did and Keenan Allen. None of them have that. They get open whenever they want.
I 100% agree. And moving over into the next little segment here. So the remaining free agents. I was going through this, and I feel like maybe 5 might take a little while. But if you want to name 5, go ahead. If you just want to name 3, go ahead. But who are the best remaining free agents as of right now, and where do you think they end up?
I think we should go 3-1.
3-1?
Because I have 5, and we can go 3-1.
Yeah, 5.
Well, Blake, if you want to go ahead and start us off, go ahead.
All right. Well, if we all start at 3 and go around the table, my number 3 is Everson Griffin. I think he is very much as talented as he was in Minnesota. He's got the lackluster performances of the last few years, but he's been passed around a lot. And the team I have him going back to is his hometown team, Minnesota. I think Minnesota needs the pass rush that they haven't had. Daniil Hunter is getting, yes, he's young, he's talented, but right now he's the only guy they got besides rookie DJ Wanham, which me and Billy know because he played at South Carolina, but no one else knows who DJ Wanham is. If you add Everson Griffin to that second group, I think that defensive line is a lot better, and we all know he's happy in Minnesota, so might as well just bring him back on a cheap deal.
Well, going back on something real quick, Tyler Eifert's a free agent, I think, this year. And I kind of said that in the last topic and kind of forgot about that. But actually, my number 3, I went with Everson Griffin, too. And I was looking at some team names, and I was really just trying to establish, like, where is the realistic fit for Everson Griffin? And it was hard because I wanted to go Dolphins, but I didn't think they drafted some edge. Really didn't think they needed to go in there. And believe it or not, Blake, I actually agreed with you. I think the Vikings are a big team that really could use that extra guy off the edge right there. And who better to bring in than somebody that already knows the system, somebody that already knows, like, when he gets there from day one, he's like, I've been here before. I know how to do this. It's more of a plug and play instead of handing him all the plays and asking him to learn them.
3, I got David DeCastro, guard. I have him going to the Bengals. I think that little last piece in the guard, little veteran piece on the O-line will help that O-line out. That is very young with all the new draft picks they had this year too. So,
my number 3 is Brian Poole from the Jets. I don't think he's going to re-sign with the Jets. Jets are going through a rebuild phase, as you can say. But I have him landing in Atlanta, the Atlanta Falcons. I think they need some more pieces on that defense to go along with their powerful offense if they want to try to land in a wild card spot or anything. And that's where I got them going.
Yeah, if we're moving on down the board, 2 is very controversial for me because I'm not a big fan of his career. But I have Larry Fitz. I think Larry Fitz is a guy who he has to be. Yes, I mean, he might not get picked up and he might retire. But I think if anyone needs him right now, I think it's Green Bay. We don't know what Devontae Adams' future is in Green Bay. Alan Lazard is always hurt. Marquez Valdez-Scantling is kind of not that number one guy. And if you're going to put your trust into a rookie second-year quarterback in Jordan Love, why not give him a guy who catches the ball every time it's thrown to him and an okay route runner in Larry Fitz?
Well, going
Waffle House Wi-Fi, bro. I'll go, but I'll go ahead and go. You guys ain't showing the love to the O-line. At 2, I got another offensive lineman in Mitchell Schwartz.
I had DeCastro at 4.
Mitchell.
You put Larry Fitz over DeCastro?
Yeah, dude, the Green Bay needs him.
No, they need the Rodgers.
But I have Mitchell Schwartz, and I have him going to Pittsburgh, who lost 3 of their 5 starters this year.
Yep. At my number 2, I got Mitchell Schwartz going to the Steelers. They lost everybody. They need him. They need him bad.
Can y'all hear me? I mean,
Yeah,
He's bad.
Big Ben might have 1,000 rushing yards this year if they don't get him.
I
All
like that. That's a good. I'll take that bet.
Going to number 2. I actually went with another vet. Went with Richard Sherman. I think, I
was
got
going to
him.
put him in there. I was like,
5.
But I have him going back to San Francisco. I have him re-signing back there. And I just think he fits that system too well, that heavy zone. And he's kind of just all reliable. I wouldn't say he's definitely not a star anymore. But he's not super bad. He's right there. He's that all reliable that you can put there. And I mean, he still holds that value of a good corner in the NFL.
I feel like if you're going to use his value, you have to put him at nickel. You can't use him on the outside.
No, I think you just have to have your whole team above him. He's gonna get burned.
You just sign him and put him on the bench for team morale.
He's not quick as he used
He's
to
playing
be.
Yeah,
Tampa 2 on
that's-
Madden in the flat. That's
I
where
would
he's
say
at.
that's the beauty of having that heavy zone. Is
Just
you
put him
don't
on a
have
QB
to.
spy.
Here he is, number 1s.
Yeah,
number
mine.
one,
Y'all are not gonna like mine.
I don't think anyone's
going
gonna like mine.
I don't think anybody will have mine either.
I went Todd Gurley, and I think he's the best player on the board. He's the most ready now player on the board that can live up to the hype. And you're also not going to like the team I want him to go to because I think he fits in Buffalo. Buffalo needs the ground and pound guy to hand off the ball on 3rd and 2 and get him a first down. Who can do that the best? Todd Gurley can do that the best. Yes, they love Devin Singletary, Zach Moss in Buffalo. Todd Gurley's an upgrade from both
Matt Bird.
instantly, saying he's healthy all year. But Todd Gurley, I had the stats on him. He had 700 yards and 9 touchdowns. And I don't know if he played. It might have been over 10 games, but he was hurt for about 6 or 7 of them. I mean, he's that guy that fits in that system instantly just because when they need a run and they can line up under center with Josh Allen and hand it to Todd Gurley on 3rd and 1, I think that scares a lot more people if Buffalo can have that a part of that run game.
It really just comes down to can his knees not collapse.
Yeah, and not fumble.
All right, Billy.
Well, going number 1, I went with another edge rusher. I think Blake knows where I'm going with this.
Jeez.
I went with Melvin Ingram. He's really, I mean, he's been.
I had him at 4.
I just think where there are too many teams that could use that pure edge rusher right now. And man, it kills me to say this, but I have him going to the Steelers, opposite of TJ Watt. I think it's a really good scheme fit. He kind of can play that 3-4 edge rusher and play the other side of TJ Watt. They really could use the help because last year, other than TJ Watt, that pass rush was non-existent.
They also lost Bud Dupree too.
Yeah, and I think if they can go get him for a cheap deal, it's low risk, high reward if it works out. So I don't see
and
any
Devin
reason
Bush
not
said
to.
he doesn't like guys with TikTok, so he's out.
Yeah, because he can say whatever he wants.
Cameron Hayward
He
don't exist no more either. So
Cam Hayward, no, he's a 3 technique. He plays more on the inside. He's not a pure edge.
He's a Pro Bowler every
still
year.
a pass rusher who had a lot of sacks last year, but just TJ Watt. I remember that. But I had Steven Nelson, a cornerback, who's I think the number 1 talent still on the free agent list. Who I don't think he can be that number 1 corner, but he's definitely going to be your number 2 corner who's playing all snaps of the game. And I have him going to Buffalo. Buffalo is still looking for that number 2 corner spot. And we have a couple guys that are young and we're still looking into, but Steven Nelson is like, all right, you need a number 2 corner. You sign Steven Nelson, you put him at that number 2 corner spot.
I think Buffalo's needed a number 2 corner for a while now. I think.
Yeah. We invested in Levi Wallace 4 years ago, and he still hasn't got to that potential to like, all right, he's our number 2.
The Josh Norman experiment.
But I also think Taron Johnson's our number 2. I mean, that dude's a dog in the slot. But
slot.
At number 1, I have Antonio Brown. And I think he is by far the best player on this board. It's still AB. And I haven't.
But he's gonna get re-signed.
I don't know. I really thought he was in Tampa still.
He's gonna get re-signed. That's why I didn't put him on this list.
Yeah, I didn't see him on any list.
Best player overall. I went AB, and Where I would want him to go would be Detroit to help Jared Goff throw the ball to somebody else other than Danny Amendola.
Let's end AB's career real fast.
Hey,
That's
but
great.
I like it though.
I think it's
like
already
it.
been ended.
Oh, go ahead. Yeah, Cam Hayward had 4 sacks last year. Moving on.
What was his pass rush efficiency? That's the number you like. Cam Hayward
where do
did
I
get hurt too. How many games did he play?
15.
15.
I can't find his efficiency.
It's too high on the board.
No, it's definitely not that.
Pro
Okay,
Bowl
I don't
every
know
year.
about that one.
I say, it's a Pro
That-
Bowler, so
not last year. Okay, moving on. Moving over to a team I'm really excited to watch this year because I literally follow 2 teams on social media. That's the Dolphins and the Colts. And the question is, going to a little Vegas odds here. Colts under over 10.5. Do they win more than 10 games or are they under that? And it really, for me, I think they definitely can do it. I think they will because only based off that division they play in. Outside of the Titans, it's the Jaguars and the Texans. Realistically, that should be 4 wins already. And this team is way too talented especially if Carson Wentz can return to pre-injury Super Bowl Carson Wentz. This team is really, really good. And just going through their schedule, I mean, Blake, do y'all open up with the Colts?
No,
Or is that preseason?
We have the Jets.
Okay, so that's preseason. So they open up with the Seahawks, Rams, Titans. It's a tough schedule. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's a tough schedule. They go Seahawks, Rams, at Titans, at Dolphins, at Ravens, home for Houston, at San Francisco. Titans come to them. Then they then they got this stretch of Jets, Jags, and then they got to go to Buffalo. Then the Bucks come to them.
Yeah.
Then at Texans, Patriots come to them, go to the Cardinals. Jesus, that's
a
brutal.
tough schedule. That's a tough schedule.
it's just AFC for you. AFC strong right now. But if you look at the ranking schedule wise, know how they come out with rankings for strength of schedule? They're the 23rd hardest. So they're
that's purely based off
not
their
hardest
division.
Yeah. So I have it over. I think they had 10 wins last year.
I definitely think they're a better team than last year. I'm going to go with over.
And they were a playoff team last year.
Okay.
I've been talking high on the Colts all year, but I'm going with the under. I think they'll get maybe 8 or 9. I think it's going to take halfway through the year for Carson Wentz to get comfortable with that with the playbook there.
I saw CJ shake his head before, and I was really hoping he wasn't going to say that. I went over. I think Carson Wentz is ready. I think people forget this defense, if not for the Rams, is the best defense in the league. Yep. I think led by Darius Leonard, who's maybe the best linebacker left in the game since Bobby Wagner's kind of getting older. I think Darius Leonard's going to take that role as a linebacker in the league. I think Michael Pittman Jr. is going to break out this year. I don't know why. That kid he's played really good every single year. If he stays healthy, I think Carson Wentz is going to help him break out. We've already talked about the running back, the offensive line. If that passing game gets going, that defense is not giving up 17 plus. If that pass game gets going, this team could be scary good if Carson Wentz is back to that MVP level. I think it's an easy over. I think they get 11-12.
I agree. I think it all comes down to Carson Wentz, and I fully expect Carson Wentz to be twice as good as he's been the past 2 years. So, I mean, I just really like the Colts this year. I think they're in a really good position to make a run as long as they can beat the Titans. All right, boys, moving on. We have a start bench cut segment, and I think this one could be a really hard one to rank. I know, I can already feel Blake's answer coming through.
I just know someone's about to mess this up.
Start bench cut: Julio, Devontae Adams, D-Hop, and I'm going to go last.
Hang on.
Can we all agree on a start?
What?
Can we all
No,
agree
hang
on the
hang
start?
on. Are we going off career? Like that's what I need to know.
No,
right now.
Current
Right now?
state.
Oh, that's okay.
Blake, go first.
Are we?
Can we all agree on start D-Hop?
Yes.
If
That's
you're
who
not
mine
starting
was.
D-Hop, we got
Just kidding.
problems.
I'm starting D-Hop.
Billy?
Yeah. No, I'm starting D-Hop.
Billy.
Hey,
Billy, you're up.
Shohei.
Billy.
Shohei.
Billy, don't do it,
I
bro.
want Julio.
It's not Julio.
No. Huh?
I get it. He has stats, but he's hurt every year.
Devontae Adams is the best quarterback out of all of them and still barely puts up stats. We want to call Michael Thomas slant boy, but Devontae Adams is you're going to be your start?
Oh.
Billy, don't do it.
Right now, he's got Jordan Love coming to him. So
Billy, say it so we can all make fun of you.
it's fun. Watch it be. No way, it's Julio, Billy. Billy, let's go. Should I do the Dame pose?
Billy, say your start.
All right, who do you guys have at bench?
Bench, I got Devontae Adams.
I have Julio.
No, Julio. So I think those two. I think you have to start D-Hop. I think the next two is more of kind of.
I just don't think
more
Devontae Adams
personal
is
So
opinion.
hard.
as go get it as Julio. I understand the route running. I just don't think route runners
Yeah.
are better
Yeah, I
than
think-
go get it guys.
I'm
think
thinking in
it's
this
more of
state.
what you
I'm
want,
thinking
like
in this current
Devontae.
state of football right now. In this current very state, I think Julio is the third best receiver out of those three.
I had
Oh, yeah.
Devontae.
Yeah.
I had Devontae at bench.
Yeah.
And cut Julio.
I think when it comes to route running, it just opens up everything. You seen it. What happens when Stephon Diggs came to Buffalo? He's getting 6 yards of separation, and his yards after catch is just insane. And I think that's what Devontae Adams.
Yeah, I think
he's
the
getting.
NFL
He led the league in touchdowns last
That's
year.
the reason I
He's just
want to
getting
start.
open.
I just think in terms of pure receiver, I just like Devontae Adams so much.
Yeah.
I really do. And that's who I would want. I mean, it's personal opinion. I mean, I'm not saying
It's not though. He has Aaron Rodgers throwing to him. I could put
And that's-
Tyreek Hill and we'd say, "Oh, he's such a good route runner," even though Aaron Rodgers put in the breadbasket.
you can't act like he's
blame-
not a good route runner. Not he's a
Devontae
good
Adams doesn't have to
receiver.
go get the football. He just
I've seen too many
runs a
plays where
route
Devontae
and
Adams.
it's right there.
I've seen too many plays of Devontae Adams in a red zone where they're just throwing jump balls and he's getting them, or back shoulder throws. Too many of them.
yeah, Aaron Rodgers can put him on the spot where he needs to put him, but I mean, he's still getting open, and I think
Reason I
that's where
started
I think that's
Devontae.
more, especially where the NFL's moving. Where you're seeing a lot of teams running that nickel defense, where you're having 5 corners on the field.
No, I just don't think it's close between him and DeAndre. I think DeAndre's leaps and bounds better than the rest of the NFL besides Stephon Diggs. There's no one else close.
Yeah, I got
DeAndre
D-Hop.
Hopkins runs routes
Yeah,
just as
I
good
got-
as anyone.
I got D-Hop at 1. We're talking about
Yeah.
Julio.
Billy's trying to argue Devontae at 1.
Oh, we
That's
done
just
left
me.
him. We left him behind. He didn't get on
Almost
the train.
four. I'm just saying, almost 1,400 yards and
I-
18 touchdowns. If that's not worth
I don't care.
I mean, that's my. It's like I said, it's
What did,
personal opinion.
What was the
No, your personal opinion's wrong.
It's
What was
not
the
wrong
receiving
though.
leaders? It was Stephon, was Justin Jefferson, or I think it was Devontae Adams second, right? Or Tyreek Hill, something like that.
Let me see. 2020 NFL.
I know Devontae Adams led the league in touchdowns by it was like a
D-Hop's top
mile or
3
something.
yards.
Once that Travis Kelce was right there.
It went.
Diggs was one.
Travis Kelce, then DeAndre Hopkins.
Okay.
Why does it say? Oh, does it not count playoff stats?
regular
What's Diggs' yards? What does it say?
1459.
This is regular season.
Okay, that's the reason because it said I'm looking at the stats reference and it said Devontae had 1,374, and then I looked up the receiving yards and it said he had 1,328.
He missed like maybe 4 or 5 games. I could be wrong. I know he didn't. He missed a couple games last year too.
Yeah, he only played in 14.
And still led the league in touchdowns.
I
So
just
I
think DeAndre
def-
Hopkins is a better receiver.
Yeah,
and he probably might be.
But
Like
I think
said, I'm
right
not gonna-
now Devontae Adams is better than Julio though.
I'm
I
cutting
give
Julio.
it to you
that's all.
right
That's
now.
personal
I
opinion.
think fully
Yeah.
healthy is Julio's just as good as anyone.
But when's the last time we've seen fully
Yeah,
healthy
we haven't seen him
Julio?
healthy
Yeah,
in 3
Exactly.
years.
So right now, Devontae Adams.
Yeah.
I give you Devontae too.
Well, somebody
All
just
right.
does not like Devontae Adams.
There's none of those quarterbacks are throwing like Aaron Rodgers, man. There's not. There's not.
Hey, Zach said
What-
AB to the Bears.
Go.
The
No,
Bears.
let's just
The
do
Bears.
this. Let's do this real quick. Look and see who led the rankings in yards or separation.
I already said Devontae Adams is such a good route runner. I gave you that. He's a really good route runner.
Well, don't say Aaron
I just-
Rodgers then.
No, yeah, I can't say Aaron Rodgers when he can run a post fade. Oh, in the best.
How do you look up? How do you even look up separation? Oh, there it is.
Did y'all just ended the stream?
No.
It says offline. Oh,
Wow.
that's
So,
on Wi-Fi.
Did
We
Debo
all
Samuel? Debo Samuel led the league in separation.
Debo.
Jet sweeps.
What?
It's weird though because they're not
Nick
taking.
Mullins.
They don't have a minimum catch requirement. So it's like if they caught one pass and they were wide open.
And they're just gone. Audi, Raheem
Yep.
Mostert,
50 yards separation.
Cal Juice, just wide open in the end zone. Separation, baby. All right, Billy, move on.
Yeah.
Hey. Shut it. All right, moving on to the next and final topic of the NFL. It's a sleeper team in the NFL that you think really has a chance to squeeze into the playoffs this year. Kind of that team that was just below 500, not really good, but who do you think has that best chance of sneaking in that playoff spot that you really didn't see it coming from? Anybody?
I'm going back
So
to what we were talking about earlier. I'm going to Chargers. They lost 4 or 5 games under 7 points they lost by. And I think that Justin Herbert's going to come back and be the same person. So I think they're right there.
My
I'm
initial
going.
thought. Go ahead.
Bengals.
With that guy on my wall.
I was going to do it, but I knew you were
Panthers
Wendell
going to
Carter?
lost 8 games.
Wendell
by
Carter?
5 or less points. You get a healthy Christian McCaffrey, 2 1K receivers for Sam Darnold, Joe Brady, Matt Rule's new offense. You sign Hassan Reddick. You draft J.C. Horn, Brian Burns, or Gross Matos on the edges. I mean, people forget Derek Brown's number 8 pick, Jeremy Chin in the backfield, Dante Jackson at cornerback number 2. This defense is set to be a top 10 defense in the league. And if Sam Darnold can just figure out anything, that team wins 9-10 games easy, just off of having Christian McCaffrey to be able to throw out of the backfield. And DJ Moore, if we're talking separation, that's the closest you're getting to Stephon Diggs at a receiver on the outside and DJ Moore. I think this team easy gets a wild card spot.
Going back, looking at this division, I really think any of these 4 teams, realistically, 3 of the 4 teams in this division could get a playoff spot. And it could be any mixture of those 4 teams. Granted, I think Tampa Bay is going to be in every scenario there, but I think the Falcons, Saints, and Panthers are good enough to get a playoff berth this year. Going over who I picked, though, at first I wanted to go Falcons. But I'm going to go a little Ruski support here. I'm tough on them. But I think the Bears, I think the Chicago Bears really could surprise a lot of people this year.
Can I stop you right there?
Go ahead.
Were they not a playoff team this year?
They were 8-8. Yeah.
But
they
a playoff
were
team?
Such a weak. Yeah, but I guess I just mean improvement-wise. I really could see this team. I mean, if you really want to correct me there.
Khalil Mack's so old.
No, he just don't do nothing no more.
They were a
No,
playoff
he's
team
really good. He's just old.
Does it matter? Age is just a number. You're good. You're good.
That's facts. I mean, we
I
can't
just
say
think
that.
they're
Tom Brady.
overpaying him, man. Like, that defense could be a little bit better than it is.
I guess if I did have to pick another one, it'd be the Broncos. I think the Broncos are talent everywhere on this team except at one position. And it just all hinges on that one position, and whether it's Teddy check down Bridgewater or if it's Drew Lock. And who do I think is going to win them more games? I think it's Teddy, just for the fact that he's going to be safer with the ball, maybe a little too safe, but he's not going to throw 3 picks every game. But they just have talent over every surface.
Good luck with that one.
Yeah, I know it's not a great pick, but they have such a good team.
Hey, Broncos fans, good luck with that one, man. Y'all have fun with that.
Trust me, I'm not saying Teddy's good by any means.
No,
that's going to be their defense going to be top 3 in the league, though.
But yeah, exactly. If Teddy can manage a game and score them 14, 17 points a game with that defense.
And lose by 3, yeah. I just know that story too well, man. I've been through it. You just can't trust Teddy Bridgewater to lead your team to wins. You can't do it. You're not making the playoffs.
No, that's just Joey Sly, Blake.
No, Teddy's washed.
Oh, no, it is Joey Sly, too.
No, Teddy Bridgewater.
All right, well, mine, I'm probably going to get hate for this big time, but I'm going with the Dallas Cowboys. They're not going to win the division. Washington is going to win the division. I think they can sneak into a wild card. You got Dak back. Let's be honest. Dak probably could have won MVP last year if he had, through 4 or 5 games, he was popping off. And they drafted a linebacker. Whoa.
Linebackers.
And Michael Parsons. You got Michael Parsons, Jalen Smith, and Vander Esch. And I think that those 3 linebackers are good enough to hold that defense down. They got decent corners.
But what hurts them in the wild card spot is what Billy said. That NFC South is loaded. And if all the NFC South teams win 9, 10 games, how is a team like the Cowboys going to you just can't squeak into a wild card spot if you have one of the teams are going to have to go negative, but say the Panthers Saints win 10, 11 games, you just can't do anything about it.
Yeah, you never know. The Cowboys could win 9, 10
they
games.
could win the division. They could win the division.
Yeah.
All right. If everybody's good there, moving over to the NBA. And I want to start off with a big topic first. You've just got hired as the GM of your very own franchise, wherever you want to be. You get to that draft where you draft your team, and you see that Luka Doncic, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and Trae Young are all right there. At this very moment in time, who are you going with? And to start it out, for me, I guess it might be a little biased, but it's really not that close to me. I went with Luka 100%. The way he plays the game, he can score, not always at the highest efficiency. He knows how to dish the ball out. He's not a bad defender. And it just comes down to Luka, you can build almost any type of team around. Giannis, you can't. You have to have shooters around Giannis. And then Trae was honestly, I know it sounds weird, but I might have had Giannis third just for the sheer fact of how you have to build a team a certain way around Giannis.
No, I got Giannis at 2.
You got him at 3?
No, 2.
2. It's not for the fact that I think Giannis honestly might be. He's either first or second, just in terms of the best player. But in terms of building a team around, it's unless you are Milwaukee, it's hard to build a team around Giannis.
I want to go next because Billy just made my argument for me. So I'm going to take Billy's whole argument. We're going to shake it up. What did Billy say? You take Giannis, you build around him. The first example is what worked and what hasn't. Name me a franchise that started with a point guard and it's worked and they got to a finals. The only one that I'm going to give anyone is Steph Curry, because the Warriors started, they drafted Steph Curry and built around him, and they ended up getting Klay Thompson and Kevin Durant, and they won a chip. Giannis, they did exactly what you said you have to do. You get a small forward. He's a superstar, averaging 28, 13, and 4, and they put shooters around him. And look what he's in the NBA Finals going for a ring. I think I went Giannis just off the sheer knowledge of what he is as a team player. He's always going to look for his bucket, but he's also getting better as a passer. He's young. He's could be a face of the league. I think Luka's a better talent, but I think building around and starting a franchise, I can just throw shooters on the court with Giannis, and someone has to figure out if they want to stop Giannis going to the rim or they want to guard all 4 other shooters standing out beyond the perimeter when they kick it out. Because Luka, we know he's going to try to get step back. Yes, he can play make, but that team's got a lot of problems. It's harder to build around a point guard than it is a small forward that's just going to the bucket. I think I can just put shooters around them and we can win the games. And obviously it's worked because they're in the NBA finals.
Yeah. This was hard. Like, I liked Giannis. Definitely, I have Trae Young at 3, but I like Giannis, and it was between Giannis and Luka for me. Like you said, it's hard to build around a point guard, but I think if I was a GM and if I was watching these 2 players and I was pretty much picking one based off, like, the Bucks just finished that series out without Giannis, but I think that's just a great team they built. I don't think Mavs have just figured that out, like they haven't figured what they need to build around Luka. But I think Luka, if you can figure out a way to build around Luka, I think Luka would be the better pick here. We saw that.
I agree. Luka's the better player.
They just haven't figured out how to build around him. But I think if, say, the Mavs did figure out how to build around him, I think we're all picking Luka here. But I think Luka can't.
I just think it's so hard to build around a point guard. It's too hard. You have
Trae
to find the
Young's
perfect
one
pieces.
For me. No, I'm kidding. Look at his face. No, I got Luka at 1. I think like Josh said, I don't think they figured out how they're going to build around Luka yet. But at the same time, he's taking them to the playoffs, doing this by himself. Like, I couldn't imagine if they get another superstar next to him, what this team could do. Like, I couldn't imagine. Like, they don't have – like, Giannis has another star and Chris Middleton, an all-star. Like, Mavs don't have another all-star. They just got Luka. That's it. You could say Kristaps, but
no, you can't say
not.
that no
he's not New York Kristaps.
His name's there, but his stats are not there.
They got no other star player. That nobody other on that team has an all-star to their name besides Kristaps. But other than that, there's nobody.
But that's why everyone's leaving Dallas, because they say they're trying to help Luka, and Luka won't even let them help. He's mad all the time.
Giving them old Porzingis ain't doing it.
That's why I'm taking Giannis, because Giannis don't complain. He takes what he's got. He didn't win last year. He lost to the Heat. He didn't get mad. They added Drew Holiday, another shooter, because they're building around Giannis, and they went to the NBA Finals. I think
it's just too. I think it's too close. Because they figured out how to build around Giannis. They're still figuring out Luka, but I think Luka is a great player to build around. I don't think it's a bad pick if you want to pick here, but now they got Dirk Nowitzki in Dallas to help build around Luka. So
Luka's gonna make your team better 100% of the time, and they just haven't figured it out yet. I think once they figure it out, they'll be in the Western Conference Finals.
Giannis is in the Eastern Conference, or he's in the NBA Finals.
Well, he's in the East, so
took out the best team in the league.
You know, Dallas and Milwaukee are.
He beat Kevin Durant.
Right?
All right. Moving on. Going to a new coach hire in the Portland Trail Blazers and Damian Lillard. The question is, does Damian Lillard stay in Portland with the new head coach hire, or does he decide to test the trade market, see where he can get and see where he can go and all that? For me, I'm to the point where I think Dame is getting to that age where he needs to, if he's either committed to Portland or he has to move. And I just think he has to move. I do not, as much as I hate it, because I love the loyalty aspect in Damian Lillard. For him to have the best chance to win a championship, he's going to have to be traded. Because as much as I like Chauncey Billups a little bit, you never know with a brand new head coach in the league. And I just think that's kind of too much of a risk for Dame to spend 2-3 more years in his career in Portland, where they might be good and might not, when he could get that for sure trade to a contender and make that push in the finals wherever he goes.
Yeah, I'm going to make mine short and sweet. Those bridges are burned. Damian Lillard will no longer be a Portland Trail Blazer at the end of this summer, and he will be playing on a new team. That ship has sailed. He's done with that team. They've tried long enough, and hiring Chauncey Billups, I think, just signed, sealed, delivered that Dame's leaving.
Yeah, I think he should leave too. I think it's short and sweet. I don't think there's much to talk about.
Yeah, I think he's leaving. I think I don't know. Like when I look at Portland since Dame's been there the last couple of years, I feel like they've had the same team every single year. They just don't get past the hump in the playoffs. Like it's like the same team every year. They're like, all right, I think we can just keep the same team and do it again.
All right,
No,
Dame's getting a little older. We'll just try this one again next year.
It just don't work. He's out of there.
I agree 100%. Moving into older players. No, a lot of people aren't going to like me saying that, but I don't care. If LeBron right now, at this very state in time, if he stays in LA for the rest of his career, how many years does he even have to win a championship, if any? And my pure answer to that is, in the team's current state, maybe sign another free agent or two, like not star, just good role players.
Yeah, get another Wesley Matthews.
At maximum, 2. At the very maximum, I give him 2 more years before it's just starts to go downhill.
Okay. I'm going to take this and not put a year on it. I'm going to take this and say it could be however long he plays, but the only way he ever wins a chip is the Charles Barkley way. When he's really, really old and about to retire, and he finally takes that vet min and on a super team with a bunch of young stars. Let's say Luka teams up with someone young, like, I don't know, really good shooting guard, and Zion, I don't know, and they make a super team later down the road, and LeBron's like 40. He's like, oh, I'll just be on the bench and like be like a vet coach. And that's how he'll get his last ring. It won't count, but it'll be a ring.
Yeah, he ain't getting another one. Like Blake said, that'd be his only way. But he ain't knocking out the Jazz. I don't even think he's knocking out the Clippers if they play that way again. Who knows?
Definitely not knocking out Phoenix if they stay as good as they are.
Yeah, there's just too many powerful teams in the West that are way by far better than the Lakers.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I don't think you can really put a year on it. I don't think he's gonna win another one. I really don't. Unless, like you said, the Charles Barkley way.
We just seen in the round 1 against Phoenix that he cannot carry a team no more. We seen that. AD was hurt and they lost the rest of the games. He couldn't do nothing. He's just not the LeBron he used to be. Their only games won was when AD played and he dropped 40.
I want to clarify, if you're listening, you're like, Blake, you said Charles Barkley way. He doesn't have a ring. I meant teaming up with the King like Charles Barkley did later in his career. He didn't get a ring. That's what I mean, though. It's teaming up with someone. I know Zach's in the comments, probably like, damn, Blake's a retard.
I was gonna say, I don't think he's
clarify.
All right. Moving on from the whole that. I want to know kind of what previous topic we were kind of talking about earlier in the NFL. What team that's around that 500 mark just kind of wasn't a contender, wasn't even a playoff team really, but they're not bad. You could see the potential in them. What team has that potential to just surprise people next year, kind of like the Suns did this year? Who can be next year's Phoenix?
Josh?
I don't know about next year's Phoenix, but I think kind of more of when I looked at this, I kind of just thought of one team, and I know Blake's gonna like this, but I picked Chicago. I think they were right at that 500 mark, and they're just like one piece away from being a playoff team, and potentially, I don't know about where Suns are at, but I think making a run in the playoffs. Yeah. There's just one piece away.
We can say like where the Wizards were this year.
You got teams, CJ?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I didn't know if y'all were going. Dang it. Oh, I got it. All right. I had 2 teams. I had the Hornets as one, and I had the Pacers. Pacers didn't get in last year, but that they got Chris LeVert late in the season. Then he got suspended or something. I can't remember what happened. They got Zambonis. I think they'll get in the playoffs this year. They're a really good team. And I think the Hornets will be there too. I think they're going to do some arrangements this offseason. And I think LaMelo, we already seen what LaMelo can do. I'm a big LaMelo fan, and I think he can carry that team to above 500 or if not right at 500.
So you want to go, me go?
I mean, I'm going with the piss nom. Love you, Kaler. But I'm going to go with the 6, Toronto. I really think this team is still a really good team. People just act like Pascal Siakam didn't exist last year, and he might not have, honestly. But you're going to end up probably trading Kyle Lowry. You have what? Is it the 4th pick this year? 3rd, 4th pick?
4th.
You have cap space. You have Fred VanVleet, who's good. Pascal Siakam. Who's their center? This is going to kill me. I know it.
Jalen Suggs better fall to them and be pissed.
I mean, they have everything. They have cap space. They have everything they need to turn a 180 from their 27 and 45 year last year to 45 and 27, or how many ever games they're playing. They could easily be a 50 win, maybe not a 50 win team. That might be pushing it, but they could be right there. They have a chance to be a really good team.
Above 500.
And especially in the East.
I went with
they can make a run.
A team a little bit below the 500 mark. I think this team, I've been wanting to see them be good for a long time, but I went with Sacramento. I'm a huge fan of Rashawn Holmes at power forward because stat-wise, that kid is one of the best power forwards in the league, as we're going to talk later at the power forward position. I think Buddy Hield is a star scoring the basketball. De'Aaron Fox is a proven guy who can lead a basketball team. And we got to see what Tyrese Halliburton did as a rookie at the point guard off the bench. And, I mean, 2 guys that I think take this team to the playoffs, if they can help off the bench, are Marvin Bagley playing like a lottery pick and Kyle Guy playing like he did at Virginia. Because Kyle Guy showed us this year that he can shoot the basketball with anyone. I think this team's one move away. Also, I didn't mention Hassan Whiteside off the bench at center. This team's one move away from being maybe the Hawks of next year.
I like that. I really do. I think they have a really good chance of being a good team. And what you're saying, Blake, going back to it, do you want to do 1 through 3 here again or 1 through 5? Who made this topic?
I think we can go 5 through 1.
Can I ask something real quick? I looked this up. It said Kevin Durant was power forward. I thought he was a small forward.
Small forward. He's small.
Okay. I was making sure.
We can go 5 through 1. We make it. We make it a little quick, unless we have an argument about it.
This is hard. It's hard to rank power forwards.
I'll start it off. We'll go me, CJ, Josh, Billy, if that's fine with y'all. At 5, I started off with Domantas Sabonis, a 2012 and 6 guy. I think he's not as good as the other 4, but I think I had to include him just off the All-Stars.
See, I thought he plays center though. That's why I didn't put him in there.
Domantas Sabonis has always been a power forward.
Who's your starting center then?
Miles Turner.
He starts?
Yes.
I guess I'll.
Real quick, Julius Randle's a small forward, correct?
Power forward.
He is power forward? Okay. It throws me off.
I ain't putting him in there. Well, I had Draymond at 5, but we're going to put Ned Bonus in there if he's power forward. I just thought he was a center.
Josh?
I had Draymond at 5.
I like it. Billy?
Yeah, I think I'm going to go with Domantas Sabonis at 5. It's kind of hard. I want to put him higher up there, but you go look at some of these names, and it's just power forwards are really stacked right now in the league. So I'm going to go Sabonis at 5.
Yeah, you're gonna hate once we get like 2 and 1 for me, but 4, I had Zion Williamson just because of he's young, but this year he proved he can lead a basketball team. Yes, they weren't good, but he had 27, 7, and 3. He proved to me he's a top 5 guy.
All right, this one I have Tobias Harris at 4, and the reason for that, when Embiid went there, he carried the team on his back.
Dude, there's no way you can tell me Tobias Harris is better than all 4 of the guys I have. 4
He got snubbed. He got snubbed from the All-Star this year. Well, Zion's not 4 for me. He's a little bit higher.
I put Julius Randle at 4. I based mine off what they did this year, not just their name. Yeah. And that's why I had Julius Randle at 4. I mean, he brought the Knicks back into the NBA.
I have him higher.
Oh, you have him higher?
Yeah.
I actually have him on there.
I kind of have it based.
I really just wrote down the names. I really didn't put like in order. I just wrote down the names, and I'm sitting there looking at them. I'm trying to put them in order.
I have Draymond at 4. I think it's just more of all-around team leader, heart and soul of a team type of thing than stats, and his defense works numbers. So
3, I went with a name that a lot of people are going to hate for me putting him here, but I think Anthony Davis played just as good as he does every year. He was the person on the Lakers that kept them together, had 21, 8, and 3. I had to put Anthony Davis. He's one of the best power forwards we've ever seen play.
I messed up.
I got Zion at 3. We already know what Zion can do.
Yeah.
I counted Anthony Davis as a center for some odd fucking reason.
No, he's too push. He don't want to play center.
Yeah, but that's what he played for a lot of this year, so I didn't even think about it. Well, he's not on my list. I'm going forewarn that one.
Josh, 3.
Actually, I'm looking at my names. I forgot a name. I had Sabonis at 4, Julius Randle at 3.
All right. So 2 for me is Julius Randle. 24, 10, and 6, led the Knicks to the playoffs. I think, especially if we're going off this season, Julius Randle, if not for who haven't won, I think he's the best power forward in the league this year.
Hey, Blake, I never got to say my 3, bud.
I'm sorry. You didn't say 3 and 2.
Sorry, you didn't take notes.
Yeah.
Well, I'll go with
3.
mine.
God, my list is about to be messed up, man. I'm trying. I'm going to go Pascal Siakam at 3. That's probably – I don't know.
For this year?
He still averaged 17, 7, and 5.
17. No one in this list averaged below 20.
And tell me
Besides
what power
Draymond.
forwards averaging 5 assists.
Yeah, they won 27 games.
Yeah, and I'm just going, dude, don't start this.
I'm starting this because Pascal Siakam is not top 5 power
he's
forward.
not top 5.
Dude, I don't care.
You just put him at 2.
Yeah,
I put him at 3.
No, 3. Yeah, you put him at 3.
I don't care. I'm gonna call you out when you say stuff like that. You can't.
All right,
saying-
all right. At my 2, I have Anthony Davis. He's the best
just gonna
player
mute
on the
my mic.
Los Angeles Lakers.
Hey, let's think about this. Billy said he don't have AD on the list, but he's got Pascal Siakam. I got AD at 2.
Someone toast him in
Because I count as a
no one can hear you.
Sounded good, dude.
Yeah. 1, I think we can all agree. I have Giannis Antetokounmpo, 28, 11, and 6, defensive player of the year. I mean, he's in the NBA Finals. It's got to be Giannis at 1.
Giannis at 1.
DJ?
Man, I really messed up.
Where do you want to go,
my list.
Siakam? I didn't put Siakam on there yet.
I'm going with Kennedy Meeks. No, I'm kidding.
I was going to go Lowry.
No, I got Giannis at 1.
I messed my list all up. I'm just not going to speak anymore.
Billy put Markkanen at 1. Billy, you want me to take over, bro? You good, man?
I'm in emotional distress.
Just say Chris Stapps.
Billy, give us your 1.
Daddy is young. Nah, I'm going to go Giannis. I mean, it's hard not to say that name when he's in the finals having
2
3
MVPs.
years. Yeah.
I mean, who else counts for when he's shooting free throws? Nobody else is counting to him when they got free throws.
Yeah, he's like in his league on his own.
All right, last topic of the day, boys. I'm just going to delete that power forward topic from my memory real quick.
You should.
I did. Don't worry. I literally just deleted it. But
I'll do centers.
going back to probably my favorite team to watch in the – shut up. Probably going to my favorite team to watch in the NBA when they're fully healthy, the Warriors. With Clay and Wiseman being back next year, or so much as Clay coming back with Wiseman and Curry will be there. Draymond, if he can actually stay healthy for more than 2 games at a time. They really, I mean, you saw towards the end of the year, those young guys, those young bench players that had to step up, they really did. And the question is, do the Warriors, can they come back to that form or at least make a run with Clay back?
Yes. You got Andrew Wiggins, and they got 2 first-round draft picks.
I mean, Andrew Wiggins did lose to Tomas Satoransky, so.
2 first-round draft picks.
I'm going to agree completely with CJ. I think this team is a finals team next year. I think people forget how good this team is it's the best backcourt in the league with Curry and Klay
Yeah.
Thompson, the two best shooters of all time at 1 and 2. Andrew Wiggins and Jordan Poole are going to be coming off the bench. Maybe Wiggins will start at the 3. Draymond, they're going to get a chance to draft a center to back up James Wiseman. James Wiseman's just going to spread the court open if he can shoot consistently, and he can be that dominant big man they've never had when they make those runs in the playoffs. I think this
Andrew
team is,
Bogut.
no, this team is set up right now to get another ring next year. I think the Warriors are back.
What do you mean, dude? Zaza single-handedly took on Kawhi.
Yeah, took out.
I think what's going to help James Wiseman grow as a player is that he can run the court with Curry and Klay and get down the court and get back.
Fast.
That's really what's going to help them.
It'll take some pressure off of him too, letting them know that you just worry about getting boards. You worry about.
He doesn't have to drop 20, but he can.
That's the thing. He can if he wants to.
He can drop 30 if he wants to.
But it's going to take that sophomore season, that pressure. Like, you don't have to be the number 2 scorer.
No, I think
he'll
he'll
average
average
4.
I think he'll average like 14, 10.
No, he's double-double guy.
Realistically, if everybody plays the form, he didn't even have to be the number 3 scorer. But he can. He can be the number 2 scorer.
Realistically, they could just run a 5 out, put everybody in a spot, Curry drive.
Yeah.
If someone comes down, they have 4 shooters that he can pick from. So it's like, who you picking? So yes,
it's like the Giannis case.
Probably Draymond.
Who do you think they go with their other first-round pick besides the center? Think they get another
bench shooting guard? Damian Jones is bad.
Yeah. Who's their backup point guard?
Damian Jones was a center.
No, what's his last name's Jones, isn't it?
Damian
Curry's
Jones is
cousin.
Oh,
Curry's cousin. Damian Lee.
Yeah.
Lee.
Yeah.
I say Damian Jones is a center, but
I said, well, towards the end of the year, it was Nico Mannion. That was the backup point guard off the bench, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was because
Curry
was out.
They had 6 players out. It wasn't just Curry and Klay. They had a bunch of people.
Jordan Poole runs the 2 a lot.
Yeah,
if I think about that.
As a dog.
So maybe they draft a backup point guard, as we were talking about.
Yeah, I mean, it's just hard not to say that
they have a lot of room to wiggle with there.
Yeah, backup center. James Wiseman get a backup.
Oh my god!
I'm just looking at random mock drafts, and it has Golden State with the 6th pick on with Scotty Barnes.
That's a good small forward.
I see them going with
It's not a bad pick at all.
This is how I say it. Going with Wagner's little brother. That's how I say it.
Wagner.
But
Wagner.
yeah, they do not need to do that though. The last time they dropped it, a Michigan player, he's in the G League. So
Jordan Poole.
Didn't Jordan Poole go to Jordan Poole?
No.
Oh, good.
All right, the one before that, it was that redhead guy with the ponytail.
I don't know. Like you said Garza
Redhead guy
projected to
with a
go second
ponytail?
round.
Garza.
Yeah.
Could they draft Garza to back up Wiseman? Trade back that second pick they have, draft Garza later on?
Hey, back up Draymond.
Yeah, because Draymond's getting to that
power
age.
forward or center?
He's a power forward.
My bad.
Draymond only has a couple of years left, realistically. I think.
Who?
I mean,
We thought that about LeBron.
Luka Garza.
Luke Garza.
No, he's 7 foot. He's not a power
I thought he was a
forward.
center. Yeah, I knew he's 7 foot.
I could swear he's listed as a power forward.
No,
Pretty
he's
sure he's
7 foot. Like he's like 7'1".
yeah, but I'm pretty sure he was listed as a power forward. I thought he was too.
I thought
Yeah,
it was.
well,
Draft combine.
Dan
Nah, it
Bones is
hasn't.
also listed as a center. Like I don't know how NBA works.
He's
It's so
6'11".
stupid.
7
7
foot.
foot.
6'11".
That's a lot different in the center position.
All right, well, count his hair. 7 foot. There you go.
Is it though?
No shoes. Back to
It
6'11".
is.
Yeah. What shoes on?
Tristan
7 foot.
Thompson, 6'8".
Wendell Carter's 6'10" and gets told he's a short center.
Tristan
Remember, they
Thompson
said-
was 6'9", 6'8".
He's
in the
not.
finals.
Plus shoes. He's 6'11".
Remember, they said KD and DeMarcus Cousins were the same height.
Yeah.
And that's clearly not the truth.
Well, yeah.
You can't believe the heights in the NBA. I don't think. I think
So
they're
I'm
all-
saying.
Yeah,
But either way-
6'3".
Either way, he can still play the 4.
No,
He's
you
athletic
don't.
enough.
That's a weight. No, you don't.
What?
You're taking away shooters on the 4 if you do that. You put Garza at the 5, and you put Draymond at the 4, or whoever your Pascal, whatever his name is, at the 4.
I'm so confused.
What's his name?
I mean, it's not
Yeah,
like
we
Billy-
got
Billy
pretty
said
far.
Yeah, Billy said
not
put
like Luke
Garza at
Garza
the
shot
4.
44% from 3 or anything. I mean,
I know that.
still a
You don't
really
put him at
good
the
3
4 though.
He could play the 4 so easily.
That's what I'm saying though. You're messing
Well,
up. The,
yeah,
I
he
mean,
can
we
play
going
a
big
4.
lineups.
I think
Warriors
he
are
could
not
play
gonna
a
do that.
4.
You can't
He
do
can
that
play
because
yeah.
Draymond's short.
But
Not even that.
I think a
Tell me
power
where
forward position in Golden State needs to be someone like Draymond. You can
Yeah,
put
a
you can put
playmaker.
Garza. You can put Garza at a 4 in Milwaukee.
Yeah.
That's where he
Tell me,
something like that. But
Tell me a time where Gold State has run 2 big men on the 4.
They barely run one.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
Draymond played center last year.
There's a lot of teams that just they run small ball now, like the Clippers.
Hey.
Warriors are gonna.
Ivica Zubac exists.
Okay, that's enough. All right, guys. Thank you guys for listening in this week. Catch us on Spotify, YouTube. It's live streamed on Twitch. We got clips that are being uploaded to TikTok, other social media platforms, Instagram. We'll be here same time next week. Thank you guys for watching. And for that, we are out. Peace.
Peace.